Has Jofra Archer messed up England's plans? He's not playing the second test match against the West Indies, that we all know. And why? Because he was dropped at the last minute for violating certain protocols which were there in place for playing this match in the biosecurity bubble. As we know, in simpler terms, there was a major indiscretion on Jofra Archer's part, and that is why he has been dropped. Now, there are certain voices coming in from England, and they are saying that this is too harsh a stand against Jofra. He did nothing wrong, and that includes Ravi Bopara, who tweeted, "Oh, come on, so what?" But it's not so simple. I'll take you through some of the basic facts and point out a few things which haven't surfaced so far. How did this all happen? The team was traveling from Southampton to Manchester, the English team that is. They were not in a bus, they were traveling in separate cars, and that was also part of the security drill to make it simpler, because in a bus, as we all know, if anybody is infected or there is any danger, if someone is asymptomatic and they are breathing the same air over a period of time, there is a problem. So here they were traveling in separate cars. They were supposed to take one scheduled break for lunch, but what did Jofra do? He took an hour's break, basically made a detour to his Brighton flat, and he met someone there. And this surfaced later when, during training together with the rest of the team, he mentioned it to the support staff. The support staff got alarm, mentioned it to the medical staff. It got escalated right till the top, and the final decision was that Jofra Archer was dropped. Now, this is not a very simple decision to make. It has some very wider ramifications, and we'll take you through that also. All the players and the staff have been given a GPS device which they keep wearing, and of course that is activated when they go to the venue. Now, Ashley Giles, the managing director of the England men's team, says Archer will have to undergo a disciplinary process. Giles is obviously hugely pissed off, and he says that the ripple effect from this small act could have cost us tens of millions of pounds. Why? I'll point out how. Giles says there has to be a consequence to every action. There will be a process we go through. Of course, he feels for Jofra in the sense that he points out that this is his first major indiscretion, but it is a massive indiscretion, and that's interesting to note. There is a comparison between Archer and Alex Hales also, who has been dropped from the ODI squad of England for multiple discipline issues, but that's a different story. I don't want to go into that. Coming back to what happened here is that Archer went into the Brighton flat of his for an hour, and he met someone. Who's that someone? There is some speculation that it could be Chris Jordan, his Sussex teammate, who also played for England for a while, and he stays alongside. So he apparently saw Chris Jordan, and Chris Jordan is recovering from a bicep surgery. But there was a major security breach there. There is a comparison being made to Phil Simmons, the West Indies coach, who took a couple of days off to attend his father-in-law's funeral. But Phil Simmons had taken prior permission. When he came back, he was put back into the bubble. 5 days of testing, he's clear, he's negative. So the comparison ends there. Now, the point that I'm trying to make here is that I'll come down to the ramifications, and the ramifications, as I said, are huge. Now, England is playing West Indies. They are already one down in this series, in the 3-test series. Jofra Archer was the key pacer for England. He's not playing now. So does it give West Indies a major advantage? Possibly it does. If West Indies goes 2 up in the series, they've already lost the series. That is, England have already lost the series. West Indies will retain the trophy. And for Joe Root coming back, it's a massive blow because he's lost his main man there. Jimmy Anderson has already been dropped from this test match. He's not playing, that we all know. Now, what are the other ramifications? The other ramifications are that Pakistan is already parked in England waiting to play another test series after the West Indies go back. Third, and which is very important for England, that is Australia is scheduled to come into England in September. In these trying times, there is a massive premium to these teams coming in to play. Everyone is taking a certain risk. The England Cricket Wales Board, ECB, they are trying their level best to keep things tight. So they feel that if any of these teams sense that there is a breach of protocol, this can really throw things out of gear, and they can't afford that, because riding on that is sponsorship money. There is a lot of financial losses, which obviously Ashley Giles has indicated. So what has ECB done? They have contacted Cricket West Indies, they have contacted the Pakistan Cricket Board, Cricket Ireland, Cricket Australia, informed them about what has happened, assured them that they have taken certain steps to ensure this doesn't happen again. Because if Australia senses, for example, that these protocols are there, but they can be busted anytime, so it creates a massive risk. Also, please don't forget that Jofra Archer trained for one day with the rest of the England team before this came out into the open. So there was a very major security breach there, a protocol breach. The ECB has also contacted the DCMS, which is the UK government's Department for Digital Culture, Media and Sport, who sanctioned this series after the ECB satisfied them about their safety protocols. So, in an extreme case, if they also withdraw their support, this whole bubble will burst. No one wants that. And the sad fact is that nearly 50,000 people have died of the coronavirus in the UK, and it's only now that they are beginning to ease the lockdown. So this has come at completely the wrong time for everyone. Nasir Hussain and Michael Atherton, two former England captains, have come down pretty hard on Jofra. Nas is always seen as a very fair guy who speaks his mind, one of my favorite commentators, very informed person. So he says it was naive and silly on Jofra's part to have made this indiscretion. He said that this is a serious illness and you cannot risk infecting anyone. Fair point. He also said that England captain Joe Root would be very, very disappointed because he has lost a major component of his pace attack, and he would be hugely disappointed. Atherton was more blunt. He said Jofra was being very foolish and he should never have done this. And he said that this is to win a vital test match. England needed Jofra. Jofra has let England down. There should be certain ramifications. There should be some more action being taken. Of course, like I said before, people like Ravi, Bopara and a few others have made their point saying that this wasn't such a big deal because they've already tested Jofra and he's negative. But it is the impact of what may have happened which is causing so much of distress. To conclude this incident has put the ongoing series in danger. Players and the staff could have got affected. It just shows that despite the best of intentions, there can be breach of security protocols. It's a human error, but it's a massive human error. It's not such a small issue as it was made out to be by certain quarters. It could cost the match 2-0 and England can lose the series, so we'll have to wait and watch how that rolls out. And of course, Joe Root, the captain, coming back for the second test, would be hugely disappointed in losing the informed paceman in Jofra Archer. So indiscretions at this level are best avoided. Jofra Archer has goofed up. He has apologized severely. But we'll have to wait and see how this rolls out for Jofra in future and what is the stand ECB takes against him.